Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Minor League Esports presented by APM Music for the final series on stream for Season 11, regular season, before we get into the playoffs. Again, we've got the Shadow and the Sharks now moving up to the Champ League. We're still here in Manfield. I'm still Lars Newt, your color commentator, and still joining me here in the casting booth is Dud the Bomb for your play-by-play. Dud the Bomb, why don't you give us a little background on this matchup here between the Shadow and the Sharks?
The Sharks are in a three-way tie for first place in the Tropic Division at 35-30, along with the Flames and the Pandas. Pandas and Flames are currently playing right now, so that will definitely change. But it's basically the Sharks need to match the number of wins that the winning team has gotten between the Pandas and the Flames to win the series. They're currently sitting at that 7th seed, can still potentially get the division leader, but even if they just get a 3-2, they still will likely get a playoff spot anyway. The Shadow, on the other hand, they're pretty much out of it. They're looking to play spoiler here at this point, but they are not a team to take lightly, as they still are 31-34.
Not only 31-34, but they're bringing a whole lot of MVPR into this matchup. Salty Bikini and Sanaz at 5.93 and 5.33 respectively. Though the thing to note here is Salty Bikini coming in only 10 games and Sanaz on 25. It's a little bit easier to carry that high MVPR through less games, but it's still something to take note of. On the other side of the Sharks, we've got Hobo and the Pope. And Hobo at a 5.09 and the Pope at 4.34. The difference being Hobo has played 35 games this season, and the Pope has played 30. So it's kind of an interesting matchup that we got going on here. We've got experience, but lower MVPR and kind of lower stats in some areas versus kind of a flashier, higher stat team. I do want to point out as well, though, Salty Bikini, third on the Champ League leaderboard for MVPR at that 5.93 behind Orange Monkey and Psycho Legends. But on the other side of the field, you got Hobo, 5th for saves and 6th for average saves per game. So Hobo going to be a force to be reckoned with on the defensive end.
Indeed. And I want to see how these teams match up. The Sharks are bringing two 14-5s, Shadow bringing a 14-5 and a 14-0 to the field. So they're really bringing out the best lineups they can to try to get these playoff spots. And let's see what comes up. As you see, Shadow, Salty Bikini looking to start off the action quickly, but it's going to be Hobo off on the clear. Now the Pope, he's going to look for a clear as well. He's going to take this slow towards midfield. Going to try to get on top of the Scar. Flicks it over one. He's going to hit off the backboard. Has a chance for the follow-up. He's going to get it. The Pope's going to bring the Sharks out to a lead here first in game one.
We've seen the Pope already looking for some great shots. They were looking for that fancy double touch off the side, and here they get the flick to backboard and a great read, beating out the defender to give this lead early in game number one to the Sharks. Can they hold on to it, or to the Shadow? Are they going to settle in and find an answer back?
And it's still very early. Only 30 seconds have elapsed in this game. It's good to see the Pope getting some nice plays, and he's going to get another nice play there. Able to flick it over the last defender, and Pope got 2 goals for a 2-goal lead for the Sharks.
We talked at the beginning of this matchup, the Pope actually bringing in the lowest MVPR of the lobby, but on 30 games shows a lot of experience. More than happy to play on stream here and showing great mechanical ability. Stripping over my words here a little bit. And this 2-goal lead 40 seconds into the game, that's danger territory for the Shadow. They have to find a way to shut down this momentum we talked about in that last series early, or it's going to be a runaway train.
And there was an opportunity for Sanaz there, but gets saved off. Now Salty Bikini has an opportunity here. Failed clear comes out, trying to get around to it, but it has no little boost to work with, and will have to eventually retreat to midfield. So I got that mid boost, send it back towards the Sharks side, looking for Sanaz. Gonna go just wide. Hobo's gonna clear that off the back wall. Now Salty Bikini trying to get something. Pope gonna capitalize. Sanaz can't make the touch on it, and it's open for now, but no one was ready for that from the Sharks. And Sanaz able to come back to it. Now air dribble opportunity. Gonna be Pope playing that nicely off the back wall. Gets it past Salty Bikini. Has an opportunity here. Can't quite get around to it, and Sanaz is gonna clear this out to the side. Game has slowed down a little bit now. No, it hasn't. Just as I say that, Pope's gonna get a hat trick of himself there. 3 goals for him.
We're not even halfway through game number 1, and the Pope has 3 goals. Like you said, a hat trick early in this series, and the Shadows scrambling a little bit. They can't seem to find anything offensive, defensive. There's not a whole lot going on there for the Shadow. They need to find some sort of magic here. I think what I'd recommend right off the bat, get physical. Start getting some bumps and some demos and really disrupt the Sharks team before they really run away with this series.
And we've seen the bumps and demos go well for a Shadow team in the past. In Game 4 of that Academy series we saw last time, when the Shadow had some nice bumps and demos, it got them out to that game win there in Game 4. See if the Shadow can fall on their Academy League counterparts, but so far, I don't have much aggression. Only 2 shots compared to the Sharks' 4, but there's an opportunity there. Sanaz can't quite get the touch. Now Hobo the other way. He's going to take it slow, put it on top of his car, try to go under Salty Bikini, but it's going to get pinched out towards the corner. No one clearing that from the Shadow into the Pope. Going to keep up the pressure, trying to send that midfield. Not quite for shooting range, but Hobo's going to make sure to keep up the pressure. Sending the shot there. He's going to get saved off by Salty Bikini. Pope now has a shot opportunity, and pressure just keeps coming out from the Sharks. It's really unrelentless.
Something to note here, we do have the wrap-up from the other series between the Panda and the Flames, as the Pandas take that series 4-1 over the Flames. And what that means for the Sharks here, like you mentioned pre-game, Shadow are out of playoff contention, but the Sharks now, with that 4-1 victory for the Pandas, all they need is to pick up 2 wins here, and they're well on their way to the first one, and they will secure a spot in the playoffs.
Only 2 wins for a wildcard spot, but 4 wins if they want to get the division spot as well. So plenty of play for all throughout this series, as they're looking good here in Game 1 as we approach 1 minute 30 seconds left. See if the Shadow can try to get something going. Sanaz gonna get the ball taken away from him by the Sharks, and now the other way, Hobo. Pope can't get the redirect on it. Hobo looking for a shot again. Is going to go just high, and Sanaz is going to block that following shot. Good goal line defense there from the Shadow. They're still going to get an attacking opportunity. Sanaz is going to take this slow midfield, get it around the Pope, but Hobo is sitting there, and then nice booming clear towards the corner of the Shadow, but it's going to get represented by an equally nice booming clear from the Shadow. Now it's going to be over towards midfield. Sanaz not going to turn on it. Pope's going to get a shot midfield. Going to take it slow, looking for a flick up. He's going to find it. Sanaz a nice save coming out from the side. He's going to be pinched that towards the net. Salty Bikini looking for some sort of touch. Isn't going to find it. Sanaz can't find the touch either. Now the Pope the other way. Loves to take it slow. Going to flip that over towards the corner. Salty Bikini looking for a clear. It's going to go dangerously mid. Nice pass over to Hobo, but he's going to shoot that high. But at this point, time's ticking down. 30 seconds left. Sharks are just kind of stalling for time.
I'd really like to see the Shadow pick up a goal to carry some momentum into game number 2, but we're just seeing the Sharks get more and more comfortable. We see Pope kind of carrying the team a little bit through the first half of this game, doing a great job making solo plays to score big goals and get this lead. But now, as the clock ticks down, we see the Pope score a 4th. But on a much more balanced effort out of the Pope and Hobo. And as the Sharks settle in to a good system with each other here, it just gets more and more dangerous for the Shadow. If one player was a lot to handle, 2 is going to be deadly.
Indeed. And the Pope doing his best seeing impression from the Academy League. Getting 4 goals here in Game 1. Could have get a 5th here, and he's going to do it. So Pope getting a nice goal for the road. All the confidence is on the Sharks. All the momentum is on the Sharks side here in Game 1. Shadow got to do something to change up their game plan offensively, because 3 shots to 9, it's not going to do it if you want to try to get the series.
Well, offensively, defensively, they're going to need to find something anywhere on the field at this point. And I think we can throw back, like you said, to that Academy League series and some of our experience there. We saw one player really dominate through the Academy League series. It'd be nice to see them shut it down in exactly the same way. Get up in their face. We see the Pope get big, booming shots as well as great, clean flicks towards the net. If you can get up in their face and take away those opportunities, despite the Pope being great at settling the ball and taking control of it, it still takes time. So don't give them that time. Challenge quickly, get up in their face, don't allow them to have those opportunities. And on the flip side of the field, like we said, get physical. Look for some bumps, look for some demos to open up those shooting opportunities for the Shadow. Maybe 3 shots could be enough in the next game if they can keep the Sharks from making those scoring opportunities, but only if those are 3 shots for 3 goals. We need to see better shooting opportunities, not just more.
Indeed, and like I said, the Shadow, if they can get good physical plays, because physical doesn't necessarily mean demos and bumps. Physical means maybe getting a good 50-50 challenge on a ball. If you can just make sure you make contact and preventing a clear or a shot from coming out, getting a smart 50-50s, not necessarily just all 50-50s, but smart 50-50s. That will definitely also help the Shadow, and let's see if they can do better offensive and defensive as we head here into Game 2. It's going to be Hobo going to grab the mid-boost off the kickoff, going to leave it for the Pope. Pope's going to flick it over one, trying to get it past another, but may not be necessary. Hobo's going to finish that off as Salty Bikini does not make contact from the net, and the Sharks are going to get the goal first here in Game 1.
Another clean flick out of the Pope to get that one towards the net, past the first defender, and then going up to challenge. Doesn't need to actually meet the ball, but it looked like both the defender and the Pope were looking to read the touch off the other player and just both go sailing by. It's off the post, and an easy follow-up for Hobo as Hobo collects their first goal of the series.
Now it's going to be Pope looking to get this cleared. It's going to be left over towards Sanaz, looking for a second touch. He's going to find it, but it's not necessarily high enough, and Hobo will clear that the other way. Gets it around one, gonna leave it for the Pope. Pope's gonna take it slow, gets a nice demo, nice second touch off the back wall from the Pope, and he's gonna bring the Sharks out to a 2-goal lead.
We're seeing the Shadow make some mechanical miscues, and then the Sharks over here doing exactly what we asked out of the Shadow, getting that physical play, demoing that goalie after beating the player in the corner. It's just gonna be more and more downhill for the Shadow if they don't turn it around really right now.
And maybe right here's an opportunity. Salty Bikini gets a pass one. Good save there from the Pope, preventing the Shadow from scoring there. But we only have a minute played, but Salty Bikini has an opportunity. He's going to take the most of it. Clear just didn't come out fast enough after that save, and Salty Bikini, good angle, no one in net, and Shadow get the first goal of the series.
This, like you said, I was just about to say that. I had it locked and loaded, and now I'm a little thrown. That is the first goal of the series for the Shadow, but it couldn't come at a more opportune time. Less than a minute into game number 2, you're down, but you stopped the Sharks from absolutely running away with this one. Now, with only the 1-goal lead and a huge fake from Salty Bikini, you have more opportunities for the Shadow here, and that has got to play into the mental game severely.
Indeed. Now the Pope going to take his time with it, but Sanaz needs a shot opportunity again. He's going to go just high. Salty Bikini can't follow that up either. And the ball is still in the Sharks zone, but that was an opportunity right there. Now Sanaz gets it over one, trying to get it over the Pope. He's going to send that into the corner. Now Sanaz off the back wall, going to look to play it down towards Bikini. That's a good passing play, and the Shadow have tied up the game.
That's not just a good passing play. That's a beautiful passing play. First was Sanaz getting the demo, then controlling that ball past the entire Sharks team, playing it up high on the wall, and then bouncing it out and aggressively down towards the approaching player for Salty Bikini to pick up. That's so key when you're trying to make these passes from the back wall. It's not enough just to try to put it center because it's fairly easy to read, especially for a talented team like this Sharks team. You have to be aggressive. You have to get it, towards your teammate, not just tap it out there, but really hammer it down to give the best odds of finishing that shot off.
Got a tie ball game. We haven't even elapsed half the game left as potential opportunity here for the Sharks after the demo. That's 2 goals now that come off of demo plays from the Sharks, and they reclaim the lead here in Game 2.
I like what Sanaz did there, being aggressive to meet that ball and take away that opportunity. But unfortunately, Hobo just outplayed everybody getting that demo in the goalie. And as Sanaz, like I said, right play getting up in the corner, but unfortunately takes them out of the play and leaves no one else home after that demo. And it's an easy pickup for the Sharks, regaining their lead. But it's been a back and forth. We got 3 minutes of game left here in game number 2. This could be anybody's ball game.
Indeed, and the Shadows have offensive pressure. They clearly have 2 goals. Still not even half the match has been played. So it's definitely possible for the Shadow to come back. I would be surprised if I didn't see him score another. It's going to be Sanaz now from his own corner. Gonna take it slow as he does have a little boost. Gonna try to get it past the Pope. That was a good play there with the little boost he had. Gonna bring this into the Sharks' corner. Now Hobo is gonna get a nice movement clear off the back wall for Salty Bikini to retreat back for it. But Hobo, good fast pressure. That's gonna go in front of the net. Pope's gonna bring that high. Now Salty Bikini looking for a clear. Not the best of touches. Hobo looking to turn on this good 50. Has an opportunity here for the shot, but can't quite get the angle, and Salty Bikini's gonna bounce that out towards Sanaz. It was an opportunity, but can't quite pinch that in off the post. And we remain at a 1-goal game here for the Sharks.
We see the pace of play here continuing to pick up, as that's a great touch off the crossbar for a booming clear to get that one back down the field. Both these players, both these teams, speeding up, trying to get every little advantage they can. They're continuing to be aggressive and physical upfield. They're looking for mechanical plays. They're looking for pass plays. It's really to come down to who can settle into a consistent dominance up and down the field as opposed to just looking for one-off opportunities. That's towards the net, and Salty Bikini ties this one right back up.
And that's as a result of a double commit coming out from the Sharks. Both Hobo and the Pope went for that easy clear there towards the net for Salty Bikini, and the game is tied here at 3 apiece. Off the kickoff now. It's going to be left over towards the Pope. He's going to send that towards the net. Salty Bikini able to get in front of his face and prevent that shot from going in. Here's another opportunity here. That was almost an own goal. Bounced that off his own post, and Sanaz coming flying in from the other side off the back wall. Get that cleared out towards the orange corner. Now Salty Bikini has an opportunity here. Going to send that towards the opposite corner. Looking to stall time for his teammate to get back. Does do so. But now Sharks have a lot of time. Pass over towards the Pope. He's going to send that towards the Shadow's corner. But it's going to be the Hobo looking to keep up the pressure. Now Sanaz can't quite get the touch on it. Salty Bikini looking to stall out for time. Gets it towards the orange corner, where Hobo will retreat back to get it. Has a little boost to work with. Gonna opt to leave that back towards the Pope, but Salty Bikini looking for a pass opportunity is going to get blocked off by the Pope. Now Hobo back the other way into the black corner. A good demo there from Hobo, but Sanaz, good clear. That's an opportunity for him. It's going to go just wide. Salty Bikini, he has an opportunity as well. It's going to go in the Shadow. They've taken the lead with 30 seconds left in this match.
That's a beautiful touch from Salty Bikini to get that read off the corner to finish that one off. But the real note here for me is Sanaz diving through that demo cloud and getting the save anyways. You know you're absolutely blind as you come up through that demo. Gets the save and the clear downfield as the Sharks overcommit forward. And then again, Salty Bikini, a great read to finish it off, and that's better from Hobo. Absolutely torching Salty Bikini to tie this one back up.
Oh my god, that was a real nice... That wasn't necessarily fake. You just got that off towards the left corner, and that was just really excellent shot placement there. Gonna tie up the game quickly for the Sharks. Sharks not letting that comeback from the Shadow get to them as we approach the end of regulation. We have a 4-4 ball game, and the pressure isn't relenting. We may see another goal or may go into overtime. I honestly have no idea. The pressure is just intense. And there we go. This is a goal for Salty Bikini. It is going to have 5 goals, bring the Shadow back up to the lead. This game has been such high scoring. 10 shots from the Shadow, 9 from the Sharks. That 10th shot from the Shadow might just be the difference here. We got 6 seconds left. Let's see if the Shadow can make something happen. That kickoff's awkward for them. Sanaz is up for this. Gonna send that towards the net. It's barely saved by the Hobo. Ball can't bounce the ground. Pope keeping this up, still keeping it up, but not quite high enough on that second touch of the Shadow. We're going to take game 2.
I was just about to say that I would love to see an overtime here throughout this series, but it's Shadow putting that one away with 6 seconds to go, getting that lead. And now we're tied in the series 1-1. Again, the Sharks, to pick up that wild card slot, only need one more victory, but the Shadow in rare form here. 5 goals for Salty Bikini. And you could just see them coming out with so much speed, so much aggression. You could tell they're kind of riding the edge of their skill level a little bit. They're sitting right there on the cusp of how fast they can possibly go. But, man, they are riding that edge well, cutting down those mechanical errors, but being so aggressive to the ball, getting up in the Sharks' face, just like we asked them to. Both teams embracing that physical play style. And now, like we said, it's just going to come down to who can be more consistent, because it's great and all to be able to make big, fancy plays, but at the end of the day, the consistent team wins championships.
Indeed. And we could see just slightly more consistent coming out from both sides. Both sides have less than 50% goals, of 5 goals from 11 shots from the Shadow, 4 for 9 for the Sharks. The Sharks, they did a good job with demo plays, but they overcommitted near the end of the match a couple of times, and that's what really let the Shadow get enough confidence to take game 2. Let's see if the Sharks can keep up the demo play, but just kind of shore up those accidental mistakes that they did near the end. As we are in game 3, it's going to be the Pope going to get a nice touch towards mid. Hobo nowhere to be found. He's going to be back towards the net looking for a defense on the shot that came out from Salty Bikini. But there's no saving that shot. That was well placed from Salty Bikini, and Shadow up to a quick 1-goal lead here in game 3.
That's a beautiful connection between Sanaz and Salty Bikini, already upfield and in the air, ready to redirect that one back down towards the net. Remember, if you like what you see in one of these plays, it doesn't have to be offensive. It could be defensive as well. Clip it, submit it for Play of the Week, either on Twitter, hashtag POTW at MLE Sports GG, or in the appropriate Discord, in the MLE Discord channels for Play of the Week. Get these players some balls, Guarana, because, man, that is a Play of the Week worthy shot.
Indeed. I would say so as well. As really well placed. Salty Bikini has another opportunity here, and he's going to capitalize. That's going to be 7 goals counting from game 2 for Salty Bikini, and he is really going off here as he'll take that open net today.
We saw the Sharks run away with game number 1, and it looked a little scary. We had the Shadow here with an opportunity to play spoiler going into the playoffs, but with the way that first game went, you naturally kind of get a little down on them. But here, they're absolutely throwing it right back, at least in my face, as they have been dominant through this game number 3. They did a great job pulling back game number 2. If they can continue this upward slope, then the Sharks are going to be drowning in the water here, as they just can't quite find that edge over the Shadow.
This ball's going to travel midfield. Pope going to beat out Sinatch with the ball, bring that over towards the opposite side. Now Pope again going to bring that over onto the back wall. Gets a second touch, but couldn't quite get that on net, and Salty Bikini is going to clear that out. Pope, no boost, going to have to try to stall out for time. That's a good touch over to Sinaz. That's a nice shot, but Hobo coming in from out of nowhere, but it's not going to matter as Salty Bikini is going to capitalize on that ineffective clear, even though that was a nice save.
That's something that Salty Bikini did really well with, that being positioned far side of the net. And we can maybe talk about that in the intermission. We can break it down a little bit more, but it's great to see these players well positioned. It was a good touch from Hobo to get that save. It was really a little incredible in its own right, but not getting that one to clear, and with Salty Bikini well positioned on the backside, it's just so dangerous. You need to get that ball absolutely so far from the shooting lane, it's not even funny, especially with how these players are playing right now.
Shadow still bringing out the pressure. The ball in the Sharks' side. Hobo taking a bunch of time with this in his own corner. Allows Shadow to get boost and come back off for that. Salty Bikini over to Sinaz isn't going to quite get in. Salty Bikini can't come back on that ball in time. Now Sinaz bring that towards the orange corner, looking for a second touch. Able to get a nice 50-50 in the corner as a potential passing opportunity. Oh no, he's just going to shoot it himself. Hobo out with a nice save. The Pope is going to send that towards the net just wide, and Sinaz is going to clear that to his own corner. Now Pope coming back on that, has a little boost to work with, but is able to get it towards midfield. Hobo looking for a shot, however, just goes just high. And now the Shadow on the counterattack. The Bikini over to Sinaz, going to bring that towards the corner where the Pope is waiting. It's going to be pinched out towards the net. Nice save by the Hobo. He had little time to work with that, but was able to get it there. And it's still a 3-goal lead for the Sharks, but could have been 4 without that save.
I really like what I'm seeing out of the Shadow. They've gotten very aggressive. They're very much so in the face of the Sharks, and they're looking for not just solo plays, but team plays. And like I said, their positioning upfield has been impeccable. They're doing such a great job of managing that pressure upfield, managing their spacing on the field to really feel like more than two players, as that is a dangerous touch. It's not quite clear, and the Pope puts his blessing on that shot to get that one home and slow down the Shadow offense.
Indeed, Salty Bikini just trying to make the save, however, can't really get too much power off of it as he was kind of in an awkward position trying to get back for the ball, and Pope able to capitalize on that touch from the save, and Sharks still in this. They got their first goal. Let's see if they can just capitalize on a little bit more. They got Salty Bikini now back the other way. Hobo able to reach around into his own corner and get that. Now he's going to take his time. Let the ball bounce down. Gives Sanaz enough time to get a nice 50 on it, but just falls right towards the Pope's hands. The Pope's looking for a solo play. He's going to flick it up, but just going to go towards the corner. Now Hobo going to keep this in play, but opts to go back for it. But Sanaz, off the clear, is going to give it up towards the Pope. Has a double touch opportunity. It's a second touch. It's going to travel dangerously towards the middle, and Hobo is able to capitalize on that. Nice second touch from the Pope allows Hobo to get around to it in time, and Sharks within one now.
A little bit of miscommunication there on the side of the Shadow, not able to clearly and quickly communicate who is going to go for that ball and try to get it clear. You can see them both drive up and then stop and back off, and unfortunately allows a goal for the Sharks, but they answer right back, just getting so much speed on that kickoff. That's directly on the net, and that lead is right back out to 2.
That's just the missed kickoff there from the Pope. Supposedly, Salty Bikini just kind of ran right at it, and when the Pope didn't hit it, just kind of went towards the net. 2-goal lead for the Shadow is still not the end of the world for the Sharks, as we have still more than a minute left in this match. We'll see if they can get something going, but Salty Bikini trying to prevent that from going out. Sanaz, he has an opportunity there, and that's going to go in. 3-goal lead for the Shadow after Pope kind of just gave it away, sending that straight towards mid.
Well, we've got a minute left here, and it's enough time for the Sharks to bring this one back. With the Shadow playing as well as they are right now, I struggle to believe that they can score 3 goals in a minute here. They'd have to find something very quickly here, and you're right. They're so quick to attack, and Sanaz able to pick that one up at the midfield on that awkward turn. The issue here for the Sharks is being down like they are. It forces them to be more aggressive upfield, and that just leaves them more vulnerable on the backside. They have no choice but to be aggressive and attack the net, but it also opens up to get scored on more and just dig a deeper and deeper hole.
Indeed. As we approach 30 seconds left, it's looking less and less likely it's going to be the Sanaz now from the side. It's going to get blocked off by the Pope, almost towards net, but Salty Bikini is going to send that off towards the corner. Now the Hobo going to look for a second touch. He's going to find it off the miss of the clear, but that was a hard one to read, and got 2 goals in 19 seconds. It's still possible, so let's see what the Sharks can do. A
little bit of mistouch out of the Shadow. They're not able to find that touch on the back wall. It just bounces off a little awkwardly and allows that ball to roll home, and Hobo more than happy to capitalize, but they're going to need to find some quick goals here. 15 seconds to go, 2 goals to pick up, and otherwise it looks like the Shadow are going to pick up their second game of the series.
It's going to stay in the Shadow zone. Sanaz can't make the touch on it. Pope has an opportunity here if there's time, but that's a great save by Salty Bikini. That is going to seal the deal for the Shadow here in Game 2. They're going to go up 2-1 in this series.
That is it's almost a coup here. We saw the Sharks, like I said, off to such a great start at the beginning of this series, and now the Shadow have just been absolutely dominant through these last 2 games. So fast, so aggressive. Let's talk a little bit about their positioning. We'll bring up the board here real quick once we get the opportunity, and we're going to talk a little bit about where these Shadow players are playing that's making them so effective. As you watch them come up the field, you can see them coming up first as they make these upfield clears. One player will get the touch, maybe make the save, and the other player scoops up around here. The second player continues their momentum forward and goes upfield. We've seen this repeatedly, especially with that first goal out of the Shadow. The second player is going to feed this up and look for a quick transition play to get that effective attack. If that doesn't pan out, what we're seeing here happen is one player is driving hard up one side of the field, and the other one's going to be far side of the field, kind of lurking in this sort of region. And normally you'd expect the second player to sit around here, but being in this spot allows these players to make flatter passes across, and as the defenders try to make those touches to the corner to try to get that ball clear, it allows this backside player lurking to just punish and score goals like we saw the Shadow do so effectively. If you are the Sharks, if you see this kind of play developing, you need to send these big booming clears upfield and take away these side pincer opportunities.
Indeed. And the Sharks, they had a comeback opportunity in Game 2, but they kind of lost it. Almost representative of the Academy Series, just kind of flip-flop that we saw earlier. But let's see what the Sharks can do if the Shadow can keep up the pressure. It's going to be the Pope from midfield. Has a bunch of boosts to work with. Going to pop it up. Going to get a second touch from the roof of his car, looking for Hobo, but he can't quite get around to it. Put it on net. And Sanaz, the nice 50 cleared. Grabs mid boost, gonna send that towards the back wall. It's a nice touch, but it's not there. And Hobo has all the time in the world gonna boom that towards the corner. Now Pope, he's gonna look for a shot off the awkward touch. However, it's gonna get blocked off. That's all the bikini the other way. Not given much time as the ball is gonna travel dangerously in front of the Sharks' net. Sanaz can't get around to it. And Salty Bikini, nice touch from that from going dangerously towards the net. Now Salty Bikini looking to try to slow that down, but accidentally gives it up, and the Pope's gonna block the clear on that, and Shark's gonna come out to the lead here in Game 4.
And here's why it's so important when you have attackers directly in front of the net to get that ball clear effectively to the corners, trying to touch that one straight back out. The Pope reading it like the Bible, touching that one right back in and getting that goal. And we get the Sharks in the lead for the first time in a while.
But that lead's not going to last long. Salty Bikini off the kickoff is going to get a nice touch off of the side wall, beating out the Pope to the ball. And that is going to go in. Shadow quickly tied the game.
You love to see this competitive back and forth. Salty Bikini so quick to punish that one right back and tie this one back up. It's going to come down to whichever team is more consistent. We've seen both of these teams be effective in defense, in transition, and on offense. Which team can hold it down for the rest of our series here as we are in game number 4 and the Shadow threatening to play spoiler here.
And after the game has been tied up, we saw attempts at passing plays just then from both teams. So they're still trying to mix it up a little bit, trying to catch the other team off guard, and it's sort of working, sort of not. The game is still tied, but I like the opportunities here, and Hobo has a open net opportunity, but I don't think he realized that as Sanaz came in from the side with that clear. Salty Bikini, awkward touch on that. Hobo can't put it on net, and Pope's going to play that from the corner. Didn't quite get the touch on it. Sanaz from midfield over towards the orange corner. Hobo, he'll take his time with it, has some boost to work with. Gonna bring it all the way over to the other side. Leaves it for Bikini, but gets the block on it to get the ball, keep the ball on the Shadow's side. Now Sanaz gets it past one, looking for a flip reset. Can't quite get it in time as Hobo's gonna prevent that from going in, and Bikini looking to keep the pressure, but also gets blocked out. Now Sanaz from the side has no boost to work with. Gonna try to flick it. It does flick it over one, but not quite what he's looking for. Does steal the boost, but Hobo there for the counterattack. Trying to look for a second touch, going to get blocked off. We've hit half the game to go. Game has slowed down a little bit as we're still tied up.
We're seeing these players start to pull out some more mechanical plays, looking for a little bit of extra edge over their opponent, but something we've seen kind of fall by the wayside as we've transitioned from Game 2 through Game number 3, and now here in Game number 4 as we're seeing a lot less of that physical play. It's still there as Hobo gets a nice touch over top and a little bit of a Goomba stomp to secure this one. Sharks in the lead.
That was a nice little second touch by Sanaz. Salty Bikini just kind of in an awkward spot, kind of drove straight towards the center of the net instead of going back post, so he had an awkward opportunity for that ball. Can't quite get the save on that, and the Sharks going to come out to a lead once again. However, should have been known to come back multiple times. So let's see if they can get some goals, because they definitely can score. It's going to be a double commit, but not quite that dangerous, as ball is going to travel midfield. So the Bikini first one to the ball, but can't quite make contact. So now he's going to bail him out after he beats Pope to the ball. Now Hobo going to look to stall for time. Gonna look for the Pope. Gonna steal the Shadow's boost in the corner. Sanaz looking to try to flick it over. That's a good challenge by Hobo. Gets it past both. It's an easy finish for him. The Sharks gonna have a 2-goal lead now.
Looking at the stat sheet here, I want to point something out. We are currently, across the entire game, not just one player, 100% shooting, despite the fact that Salty Bikini has a save. So riddle me that one, how Salty Bikini has picked up a save despite 100% shooting here. But this is great to see from the Sharks because, like we said, they just need one more win to guarantee a spot in the playoffs and pick up the wild card as the Pope gets a nice little ground dribble across the finish line here and gives a 3-goal lead late in game number 4.
And that's what you're looking for. Solo plays once again, 100% participation on both sides. What probably happened on that save is probably a pinch that wasn't recognized as a shot, but had to be recognized as a save as it headed towards the net. I'm assuming that's probably what happened. But nonetheless, the Sharks still have a 3-goal lead now as we approach a minute left in this game. And they just got to hold on to this lead to secure the wild card spot. They're still going to be applying the pressure here as Hobo going to send that towards the back corner. Pope going to keep up the pressure as well. Go over towards Hobo. Hobo's going to send that towards the corner. Pope's Bikini. Gonna send that down towards the orange corner. Looking for a second touch, but Pope wisely plays it till he's challenging and gets it over him. Now Sanaz. See if we get a nice touch on that, from being shot on target. And back the other way we go. Pope gets it over Sanaz on the clear, and he's going to look to take his time with it. On the roof of his car, going to flick it over one off the back wall. Hobo, nice shot. That is nice insurance goal as we approach the end of this game.
Hobo puts the nail in the coffin and finishes that one off the flick from the Pope. We've seen this before where the Pope gets space and puts clean flicks towards the net. If you are the Shadow, I know you've been kind of riding that high off of those 2 wins. You need to be more aggressive to the other team. Take away exactly that kind of opportunity. But here, as the clock ticks down, it looks like we're going to get one more shooting opportunity for the Shadow, which may or may not go in. Would like to see them get a goal as we go into game number 5. But would you look at this? Dud the bomb. We have a game 5 decider for this series. Is there any better way to finish the regular season?
To have it go to overtime, man. To have this game 5 go to overtime. That's a good comeback from the Sharks. Their morals have been so low after they won game 1, then got pretty much absolutely crushed in game 2 and game 3. Comes out in game 4, gets 6 shots on 5 goals, so not quite 100% at the end, but really coming out showing that they did not let those game 2 and game 3 get in their heads. Really popped off in game 4, and now we're in game 5. We'll see who has the better scoring opportunities, as both teams have shown that they know how they can keep a lead and stay with it.
Well, like we said, we have seen these teams do everything they need to be able to win this series. They put it all together at the end here as the team that's going to win. Whichever team can consistently get a good, solid defensive rotation, clear the ball from the shooting lane, and then be able to re-attack upfield and contain in the offensive end. That's the team that's going to win Game 5 here. Doesn't really have playoff implications to a huge extent at this point, but it's still an exciting way to finish our Season 11 regular season here before we're getting into the playoffs. If you're not a member of this community, it's a little late to get on a team for playoffs here at Season 11, but it's an excellent community to be in. You get better faster as part of this community. I came in as like a Silver 3 and was champ within a couple of months. It's a great positive community. We focus on building each other up. Make sure you join MLEsports.gg/apply. Also on our website, we have merch, articles, power ranking, stats, everything you'd expect from a competitive league. Give us a look, MLEsports.gg. And that is all I'm going to say on that. Dud the Bomb, take us away in game number 5 decider.
So the Sharks starting off with the pressure. In the corner we go. Pope looking to play it safe, looking to try to prevent the clear. Let's see. Hobo looking to keep up the pressure as well. Back into the Shadow's corner. Good challenge there by the Hobo. Gonna bring that in the corner. Gets it past Salty Bikini. This could be dangerous. That's gonna bounce off the crossbar from Hobo. Now back the other way, Sanaz. He can't quite put that on target either. Sanaz's second chin's gonna get blocked off by Hobo. Both shooting opportunities for both teams quickly. but no one has scored yet. Salty Bikini trying to get the clear out. However, Hobo gonna send that towards the opposite corner, over towards the Pope. Sanaz off his own back wall, gonna play it slow. Pope gets a nice demo onto Salty Bikini. This is dangerous in front of the net. Good save by Sanaz. Pope gonna keep it in play. Salty Bikini, bad touch. It's gonna be really awkward. Sharks, they had an opportunity, but Sanaz, once again, getting back to that in time. We already have 3 saves, and we just have elapsed a minute in this game.
It's like I said, it's great to see teams be able to put up good defensive plays with those saves, but it means you're not getting the ball clear, as that is dangerous. This is an absolute slugfest. We've seen high-scoring games, and now 90 seconds gone. It is still 0-0, but not for lack of effort. Both these teams giving it their absolute all, and you know, playoff implications aside, both of these teams are absolutely determined to walk away with the series win.
Indeed, and they just want to come out with a bang. You never want to lose your final game of your series, and Hobo's going to squeeze that in between the defenders. The Sharks are going to come out with the lead here in Game 5. Off of the corner, he's going to send that nicely towards the net. Shadow can't quite get around to it in time.
It's a little bit of an awkward rotation from the Shadow there. They get a little scrambled with that fast attack we saw out of the Sharks. You know, Sharks, they're fast animals, and they're very quick and aggressive when they want to be, and it proves the deciding factor here to get that first goal. But now, a little over 3 minutes to go. That's plenty of time for this Shadow team to get back and get some more goals of their own.
Indeed, there's no way that's going to be the only goal of the series, and not the series, the game, and it is indeed not, as the Pope's going to put one in for himself when the Sharks up to a 2-goal lead, and this is nice from the Sharks. Shadow, they can come back. They have the opportunity to, but don't let this get ahead of yourselves.
It's going to be hard to make a comeback when you've got the Pope out here raining holy water from midfield and scoring goals like that. But here it's dangerous across the front, and Hobo challenges, gets it off the post and in. That's 3-0. This is quickly getting away from the Shadow.
Sanaz, what are you doing there? You're bringing that across your own net. You gotta get away from yourself. Hobo recognizing that 3 goals for the Sharks, and we still don't have this. There is still time, as not half a game has been played yet. Shadow have an opportunity here. Sanaz can't make the touch on it, however, and Hobo gonna attempt to clear, but Salty Bikini in the right place at the right time. Sanaz looking for a clear, gets Hobo out of the way, doesn't get the demo, but gets the pressure on him, and Shadow gonna keep this within 2 now. Still not half a game played yet, and good play, good team play there by the Shadow.
The Shadow taking Hobo out of that play, and that is an aggressive. It's aggressive, it's bold, it's up front. If you get beat on that play, you're going to get scored on, but it works out for the Shadow, and I love to see it. They're giving it their absolute all, but that's dangerous across the front, and Hobo touches it away and bumps their teammate to take away that shooting opportunity, and able to scramble back, get the demo to take away their counterattack. But man, that is dangerous territory.
Yeah, so kind of awkward there on offense, but able to capitalize on defense, and Hobo, nice save, blocking out Sanaz on that shot, keeping their 2-goal lead. But Sanaz not looking to quite die away just yet, gonna block the clear. Now Salty Bikini, his turn to feed the ball in the zone. Hobo, not quite the best touch in the world, but Sanaz not quite the best touch in the world either. And Hobo has a chance for a solo play, but can't quite flick it past Salty Bikini. And he's gonna take this the other way, gonna be awkward for the Pope, as he's gonna get demo over towards Salty Bikini, but Hobo's a nice save from that going into the net. Now Sanaz looking to try to challenge out. The Pope has no boost to work with. It's going to eventually fall away from the shot, as Hobo, his turn, going to flick it past 1 into the Shadow zone. And for a solo play, going to pinch it towards the opposite corner. Now Pope looking for a shot. That's going to get pinched off and headed towards midfield. Just going to wait for Hobo again. Going to send that towards the back wall. Nice bump. Pope has an opportunity here. He's going to take it slow. That's all the beginning. It's a nice save. And we're approaching a minute left. Shadow need to start something soon.
I'd love to see some of that pressure pay off from the Shadow. They did such a good job flying to the ball, getting them in the face of the Sharks, but they just can't seem to find those effective shooting opportunities on the other end. Sharks out shooting the Shadow 10-6. We need to see that even out a little bit, but there's not a lot of time to do it. That's a great pass across, but the Shadow not able to capitalize on it. But we've got a 2-on-1. Hobo alone. It's over the top, and that is going to be bringing it within 1 with 46 seconds to go.
That's a great solo play from Sanaz, and I like the communication here. Sanaz is going to call off Salty Bikini so he can make that solo play. Just had to beat the one defender, and if you double commit there, that's screwing yourselves over. So good communication there from the Shadow. They're within one, and we have 46 seconds left. Let's see if the Shadow can get one more. As Pope's going to send that off towards the side, off the kickoff towards Hobo. He's going to take his time and send that back towards the Pope. Can't quite get the touch. Salty Bikini look for a second touch, trying to block off Hobo. Isn't able to do so. The Pope with a nice demo onto Sanaz to prevent the block of the clear from coming in. Now Pope is going to take his time with it. Sanaz looking to challenge off the Pope. That's a nice pinch from the Shadow. We keep this into the Shark zone. Sanaz with a shot. The block of the save is not going to go in. It's going to go just high. And we have 10 seconds left. Sharks, good clear. Hobo can get it past one. Yes, he can. It's going to go towards the net. Good block there from Sanaz. There's an opportunity right here. So the beginning to leave it over to Sanaz. He's going to take a shot. Nice save from Hobo. Ball still in the air. It's going to drop on the ground. Sharks going to take this series in Game 5. And boy, was it a close one at the end.
That was such an exciting finisher. I thought for sure we were actually going to get to see that overtime in game number 5 here. But unfortunately for the Shadow, that is the end of the series for them, as well as it is the end of the season 11 here for the Shadow. They're not going to make it to playoffs, but the Sharks will. They needed 2. They got 3. Sharks advance on to the playoffs, and we have so much exciting stuff for you. Before I take us out, Dud the Bomb, do you have any closing thoughts on our final cast of the regular season?
It was first of all, I'm honored to begin the last cast of the regular season. It is such an honor to be able to cast here in MLE. It's so awesome to see these teams get good plays, and I'm honestly excited for playoffs. I'm going to be in playoffs as well with the Lightning, and I'll be excited to see all these teams as we have really good action here on MLE. Any last words for you as well?
Absolutely. We got a couple of things we got to mention here before we do anything else, and that is if you are looking for a new controller, you're looking for something new that you need a little bit of a competitive advantage going forward, look to Power A. They are a sponsor of the league. My controller is, of course, I took it away, and it's not, oh, here it is. My controller is right here. I use a Power A controller personally myself. That is what we turn to here at MLE when you need a new Xbox wired controller. And we're actually giving 2 away as well. So make sure you're entering that raffle here in chat. If you need some extra energy going forward, it's a long night. We got a lot of Rocket League to play. Turn to Balls Go On. It's a highly caffeinated beverage. It's a great resource if you need that little extra pep in your step. Again, genuinely, guys, it is a great drink. I genuinely choose it whenever it's available to me. So make sure you're turning to Balls Go On for your energy. If you need music for your project, whether it's live stream or something more production focused, APM Music is your resource for music. They're going to have everything you need from orchestral to folk to hip-hop or to electronic, whatever it is you need. APM Music is the resource for music for your project. And last but not least, like Dud the Bomb says, Season 11 has been absolutely incredible. It has been an honor to be able to cast here with MLE. We don't know what's going to happen going into playoffs. Make sure you drop a follow, subscribe, whatever it is that you need to know what's going forward in Season 11 playoffs, because it's going to be absolutely insane. You know that's a guarantee for minor league esports. And closing out the night here, and like Dud Bomb said again already, it's been an honor to be able to cast this here. Stick around. We're going to have a raid for another fellow caster here in a second, so make sure you're sticking around. This has been Minor League Esports Season 11. Have a great night.